It goes without saying, but do not contact the people that we're criticizing on the internet. I do not want you to contact this lady. People like this consider any type of criticism to be harassment, and harassment they consider it to be like literal murder. So please do not contact them. I'm just going to explain to you how a lot of these bizarre far left conspiracy theories get spread over the internet. So, I'm pretty sure you guys heard about the situation with Andrew Tate and the pizza, something that I, as a Romanian, was completely baffled, because the claim was that him responding to Greta Thunberg has caused the Romanian authorities to know about his location. I do not know what leftists in the United States think, but here in Romania, we do have technology. When someone crosses our border legally, there is a computer which logs that activity. Especially when someone happens to have a residence in Romania and lives here for more than a couple of years, the authorities know where they are. It's public knowledge. The authorities do not play Sherlock Holmes. They do not have Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine in order to go on Twitter and find out where people are. Okay, we have computers that tell them that. And also, more importantly, Andrew wasn't on the lam. Right, like, he wasn't hiding from the authorities. Like, he was even posting on his Twitter that he is in Romania a couple of days ago. So the question is, where did the bullshit came from that, oh, well, he posted a picture with a pizza, like he was Osama bin Laden hiding under a bunker, and then people managed to find out, and they're like, oh, well, luckily, now we got him, because he posted the picture. Apparently, it came from this lady, Alejandra Caraballo. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. And she has amplified this idea that not only did Greta Thunberg destroy Andrew Tate with her tweet, she made him so angry he inadvertently tipped off the Romanian authorities in his presence. So the question is, like, who is this lady? Well, apparently, she is a clinical instructor at the Cyber Law Clinic at Harvard Law School, an expert. She monitors anti-LGBTQ extremist content online, transphobic hate, and is now so widespread circulating about anti-trans feminists, the Christian right, and violent hate groups such as neo-Nazis, right? So basically, like, she's the authoritative source. She gets to tell you the correct information. She spreads, like, look. You see, you are incapable of doing what she does. Like, despite the fact that you think you're an adult, and you think you have the power to, like, for example, go and buy a car, and you have to deal with the car salesman, and he can press you misinformation, like he can lie to you about the vehicle, and you're supposed to figure out. No, you can't do that online, okay? Like, online it's much more sophisticated, but some of the few people that have the capability of doing this are the fact checkers, right? Like, the authoritative sources. Only through their wisdom can we as human beings, as grown-ass adults, differentiate fact from fiction. So if she tells you that a fucking pizza story is true, oh wait, it was false. But you know what? Everyone makes mistakes, right? Especially when you don't have to suffer consequences for your mistakes. Like if I go at the hospital as a doctor and I botch up a surgery, well, I face consequences for that, right? Like if you're a lawyer and you botch up a case, you face consequences. But if you're a fact checker on Twitter, what consequences? You know, at the end of the day, look, you got it wrong. Well, it turns out that she gets it wrong constantly. Like, there was another event, which again baffled me, how leftists could think something so stupid. But there was an attack on a power plant in the United States. Apparently, it was caused by gunfire. I still don't know if it was intentional or if it was a stray bullet, but apparently a gunfire has knocked out power to 40,000 residents in Moore County, right? So here you have the same individual claiming that, oh, well, because one person, one extremist, on social media said that the attack was done in order to shut down a drag kid story hour event. The media lapped it up, right? Like, again, she's a fact checker, right? Like, she spreads wisdom to the masses. So the damage that she does is that when she posts something on Twitter, the media laps it up and they post it as fucking information. And the left doesn't even have a filter process anymore to be able to judge for themselves how ridiculous this shit sounds. Because the problem is, like, okay, so if you have an extremist who is committing a crime, right? Like, let's assume that they genuinely, like, want to cut power to a drag kid story hour event. Why can't they just cut power to the fucking building? Why do they have to cut power to the entire neighborhood? Do you not realize that criminals, despite the fact that they have the intention of committing crime. They are still intelligent people somewhat. Like, they don't want to end up in prison for the rest of their life, if caught, right? So they try to minimize the damage that is required to commit the crime. Like, they're not going to do, like, colossal damage in order to fulfill their goal so that if they're caught, they go to prison for all eternity. Right? It's a lot more simpler to just shut the power to the building rather than shut the power to the entire neighborhood and cause millions, if not billions of dollars in potential damages. Right? But for some goddamn reason, the left believes that, no, like, this is clearly something that happened. Why? Because they read it in a paper. I mean, if the newspaper says it, it must be true. And the newspaper said it because the fact checker on Twitter said it, because the fact checker on Twitter have Harvard in their fucking bio. And that's not the only one. Like, apparently, if you guys remember, there was a shooting at the Club Q, also in the United States, right? And you heard about the anti-LGBT rhetoric, and I can even show the person who got hurt lives off TikTok, right? Like, there were a lot of people up her ass saying that she's causing harm, that her rhetoric caused the shooting. Like, you guys remember that? Well, it turns out that the moment the actual motive and, like, more details about the case started unfolding, all of a sudden, all of that gets memory hold. You don't even get a single mention about the Club Q shooting now. It's almost like it didn't fucking exist. I remember, like, I couldn't open the internet from Romania. I couldn't open the internet without getting, like, 5 or 6 news about the event. But now, like, there's nothing. There's nothing. Like, I have to even Google search for it and I can barely find anything. And again, like, it's the same thing. So you may wonder, like, okay, well, why isn't this lady getting criticism? Like, why isn't there pushback? Well, apparently anyone that tries to criticize her gets an army of fanatics up their ass. Like, you get her angry fans that are going to try to attack and silence you. You know, they're going to try to dogpile you into silence. And it's like, okay, you know, but like, how many times can she get it wrong? How many? How many more until you can say, all right, well, you know, maybe she's actually hurting the cause rather than pushing for it? Because like, most people, like, I assume you're trying to reach the normies, right? Like, the normies get lied once, get lied twice, get lied 3 times. Like, people start noticing that it's just lie after lie after lie. And eventually they stop trusting your sources. The thing with the pizza is the most ridiculous one. I swear to fucking God. Like, and it's so insulting. It's like, okay, well, the Romanian government apparently doesn't know how to track people unless they post pizza boxes on Twitter. What the fuck is... How can you even think that? So fucking astonishing, you know? It's like, imagine the Romanian authorities, like, we need to catch this bad guy. Yeah, but like, how can we do it? He hasn't posted pizzas, or like, he hasn't argued with Greta Thunberg. We don't know. Let me know what you guys think, though. And by the way, I'm serious. Do not contact this individual. Do not. You're giving them what they want. Just not interested in that. Just wanted to show you how, like, why such bizarre left-leaning conspiracy theories get spread on the internet like wildfire. I was curious, like, who's pushing for these things? And the other question is, like, who believes them? And, well, they believe them because, like, they've been trained not to use their brain anymore. It's like, well, if the fact checker doesn't say it, then it must be true.